Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, man, great news rolling in today as far as boxing is concerned, because it's been reported by a number of news outlets, but the one I have in front of me is BoxingScene.com. So shout out to the fine folks at BoxingScene.com. It's been reported that Nonito Donaire, the Filipino Flash, the future Hall of Famer, is in talks. His people, Probellum CEO Richard Schaefer, he's in talks with Naoya Monster Inoue's people, Mr. Honda, Akira Honda, Tekken Promotions, the Al Heyman in Japan. Mr. Honda and Richard Schaefer are in negotiations for a Donaire versus Inoue rematch. I believe they were saying it's in play for April. That's the time they're looking at. They're looking at it for April. So just really good news, man. And they're looking at it being in Japan. Schaefer confirmed this to Boxing Scene, and he had a quote, so I wanted to read it for you guys and kind of just dissect from there. Make sure you smash that like button. He said the following, and I quote, "This is definitely a fight we would love to do, and Nonito would love to have it as well. We don't have a problem going to Japan. Donaire has the balls to go into the Lion's Den again. This is one of the biggest fights you can make in the sport. I can't speak on behalf of Inoue, but I know that's the fight he wants as well. I've always believed when there is a big fight to be made, you make it, and this is a big fight. I am going to exhaust every resource and will not leave any stone unturned to pull off this fight. This is what Nonito and the fight fans want. We as a sport need to deliver it, and I believe we will get it done." So there you have it. Richard Schaefer coming out the box in 2022, trying to make the big deals happen, the big fights, the big nights, the big occasions. And you know what? I'll say this, man. I have full confidence that this fight will get done for a couple of reasons. For one, when you have two fighters that really, really genuinely want to fight, it's not hard to make these fights happen. And the monster, Naoya Inoue needs a big fight. The monster needs a big fight because his last fight was such a mismatch that ESPN didn't even want to televise it in the States, which I thought was the ultimate form of disrespect. And I really, he hasn't really had a massive win since that fight. He did beat Maloney, and he beat like Michael Das Marinas and the last guy he beat. But he hasn't had a big win against a big name since the Donaire fight. So it makes perfect sense that their paths will collide again. And I think beating Donaire again would actually be even better for the monster because at his advanced age, with the way the monster beat him with that body shot towards the end of the fight, that was the kind of the difference in the fight. It would have been very easy for Donaire to pack it in and say, hey, I had a great career. I gave a good account of myself, hang it up. But since that fight, he's been on a straight warpath. He fought Nordine Bali, who was an undefeated, young, strong champion, knocked him the hell out to become the oldest bantamweight champion in the history of boxing. Then he fought Raymar Gaballo, another young, undefeated fighter. Some people thought he lost to Emmanuel Rodriguez the fight before, but on paper, he was undefeated. He's young, strong, and explosive, and he beat the brakes off him, stopping him. So he stopped two undefeated young fighters back-to-back and proven his quality. He earned the rematch. It's one thing to campaign for a rematch or say that, you want to fight, but he's literally earned the fight. And Inoue hasn't really pushed his career to the levels I thought he would push it after he beat Donaire. So I think this fight makes perfect sense right now because it's funny. It's funny hearing people in boxing right now with Canelo's with the year Canelo had last year, and Usyk and Josh Taylor and Crawford's recent stoppage versus Sean Porter. It's like people done forgot about the monster. Like nobody talk. Like when you hear about pound for pound, people always talk about Usyk and Canelo and Crawford and all these guys, but the monster really should be in that discussion, and he's not in that discussion because he hasn't got those big fights. So this fight has to happen for his career. I think it's the fight that's going to push him back to being where he belongs, which is towards the top of the pound for pound list, if not the top of the pound for pound list. And I want to see this fight. The first fight was a classic. Both fighters have grown in popularity since then. Both fighters have looked impressive since then in the fights they've had. And both fighters, I think, they know each other, so it'll be interesting to see the adjustments that Inoue makes. We'll get to see his boxing IQ on display, and we'll get to see the boxing IQ on display from Donaire. So I'm in full support of this fight. I'm in full support of both fighters. I'm a huge fan of Donaire and the Monster, and I think they're both true warriors of the sport, and I want to cover their careers as much as possible here on True School Sports. So that's the news. Tekken Promotions, Probellum, Richard Schaefer, Akira Honda are in negotiations to make the Donaire versus Inoue rematch happen. What do you guys make of this? Who do you favor in the rematch? And do you want to see the rematch? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.